Hello, Virgo. This is Sherry Simpson. I'm a transformational life coach. I'm coming to you from British Columbia, Canada. And I have been absolutely procrastinating and avoiding doing your reading for the end of March into April. And I have been, why isn't that interesting? I have been contemplating why I have been, interesting. Why have been, your cards are just popping out all over the place. I've been contemplating why, that's interesting too. Let me, wow, you are really ready now. You're ready to be ready. You're actively ready. But all of these cards are coming out in reverse, which is really interesting. So I've been contemplating why I have been avoiding or not feeling like doing your reading. And so what came to me today where I got this big aha was like, Virgo is so busy doing what they're doing that they're not even going to watch this video because they've been so busy. And part of me thinks, Virgo, you are, you can have a tendency to hibernate in the winter because you really do like to get out and do things in a physical way. You like to build things. You like to be active. You also like to really help other people, and you have a tendency not necessarily to help yourself. So I get the sense that you may not have watched this if I'd actually have sent it out on time. So I want to ask you, how busy have you been working on other people's stuff? How busy have you been? Have you been procrastinating as well, and on what? And is it stuff that is valid? Have you been sick or ill and maybe not taking care of yourself, because Virgos have a tendency to take care of everyone else? And where have you been doing that? So I am going to check in. Oh, assumptions. That's the other thing that came up for you. I was assuming that you wouldn't be around to watch this, or I was feeling procrastination or some resistance in creating it for you. So where have you been assuming things about yourself, or about things going on in life, or about situations, and that whole assumption has not served you? So right now we have the two main things going on with retrogrades. We have some more that are coming and more that are active right now. But retrograde means when the planets are appearing to go in reverse compared to how we see them on Earth. The huge planet of Jupiter is retrograde right now in Scorpio, which means you are cultivating joy within you. That means you are no longer required or obligated to provide joy to everyone else, because they are now stepping into a place of how they can create joy within themselves, and it's now your turn to do that as well. Yes, you create joy and cultivate joy by helping other people, but if helping other people is not helping you, then that's not cultivating joy within you. So that's one of the things that we're learning and growing and changing until November of this year. And the other thing is, the little tiny planet Mercury is retrograde, and it's sort of a weird Mercury retrograde this time. It doesn't feel like it's affecting technology and mechanical things as much as it often does, but it feels like communication and things are sort of off, and of course assumptions is one of those things. So over the last 2 weeks, before Mercury went retrograde on the 22nd of March, what people, what situations, what dreams, what experiences, what thoughts, what patterns have come up for you that have been like loud and clear and knocking you in the face? And what have you been procrastinating about telling people, about telling yourself? What things have you been avoiding? What assumptions have you been making based on the people and experiences and thoughts and patterns that have been coming up for the past 2 weeks or so? Because those are the things that Mercury is helping you shift right now. And I get the sense that a lot of that shifting, the hair standing up on my arms as I say this, a lot of that shifting is going to be completed, at least in a releasing of the past, and coming up and showing what needs to change. And once the moon is full on March 31st and we move into April 1, and then for the next half of the Mercury retrograde, which ends around the 15th of April, that is when you're going to be really actively changing your boundaries and releasing those assumptions and replacing your thoughts and beliefs, what it is you're saying to yourself as I clear my throat, and what it is that you're hearing yourself say, and who you're helping and why you're helping those people, and is helping those other people helpful to yourself. So all of those things are going to be shifting, more of an awareness until the 1st of April, and then after the full moon, as we both build into the new moon, and Mercury is in the second half of its retrograde phase, then it's going to be more about taking action and setting boundaries, and realigning it and doing things that are more forward moving. So I usually like to pull cards based on the physical body, so I get the sense that perhaps you have been hibernating, and you've been just doing your own thing, because on a physical nature, I get the sense that maybe you haven't been alone in your hibernation, so you're not actually feeling lonely, but I get the sense that there's definitely a change that is going on for you during this Mercury retrograde, where if you have been feeling alone, actually, I almost get the sense that you've been around so many people and you've been doing so many things and you've been so active that you wish you were feeling alone, that you wish you had more alone time, that you wish you didn't feel so obligated, or feel so guilted, or feel so like you were expected to do certain things for certain people. I get the sense that sort of people have been hibernating around with you, and it's been, like I said, really busy and really active, and you just are like, well, oh my God, I just want some time to myself to do my own projects. I get the sense that that is coming up for you, so you sort of wish you were feeling alone, like you're kind of bombarded by other people's feelings. And I want you to step into that place, because physically looking around you, you have manifested those situations yourself based on the emotions that you give out, based on the thoughts and beliefs that you have. So you're attracting, or have attracted, that physical situation that is all around you by being encompassed by people who need things from you, or that are expecting things from you, or you're feeling obligated to give them. That whole sense you've created in a physical nature yourself. So now that Mercury is in this retrograde phase, and you're seeing these things, and you're releasing expectations, and you're releasing obligations, and cultivating joy within you, what is it that you need? How much alone time do you need that you're not giving yourself right now? How much interaction with other people do you want? This is a 5 card, so it's about change and transformation, about what is going on within you and around you. And this woman is actually looking into the future, but with the card in reverse, it means that you're looking into the past. So in past situations, because you've manifested the now based on the past thoughts, based on the past beliefs, based on your past emotions. So if you are now releasing these things with Mercury retrograde, what do you want your future to look like? What do you want your physical reality, your body, your food, your wellness, your health, your abundance, all of those things that you can tangibly touch, how your body feels, what it is that you're creating in life, who's around you, what do you want those things to be like? Do you need more alone time? Do you need more time to think about those things and more time to do your own projects? So if you are wishing for more time for yourself, rather than being bombarded by other people's stuff or other people's obligations and expectations and duties, even though you love to do it, I know you do, you totally love helping other people, but you need to also help yourself. So step into that place of, what do I want my physical nature, my physical experience, my physical surroundings, my physical relationships, what do I want them to be like? And I get the sense that you've been busy and you've been bombarded by other people and other things, maybe in a sense of hibernation, but you haven't been alone in that hibernation. So you've almost been feeling full or over full, and you sort of want to empty all those things out that are other people's and that aren't yours and that are from the past that aren't serving you, so that you can actually fill yourself up with the physical, like surround yourself on a physical, your physical being with what it is you do want, with the people you do want to interact with the amount of time in nature that you want, with the amount of time doing your fun projects that you want. You want to hike, you want to camp, you want to explore, you want to spend more time with your pets, you want to build things and create things, but you don't necessarily always want to feel obligated to do those for other people. So you are You're balancing your amount of self-needed stuff right now on a physical level. So the next thing that came up was teach. And this is interesting. It's also a 5 card about change and transformation. The hair on my arms is standing up, and I get the sense that you do adore teaching people and doing things for other people, but on a thought and belief, like a mental pattern, I almost get the sense that some of the people around you, you're feeling obligated to help, and they're expecting you to help because they feel like either they can't be taught or you can't teach them, so you might as well do it for them. And if you're holding on to that thought and belief that they're not capable of learning or you're not capable of teaching them, then your physical reality of having people everywhere and not having enough time for yourself is never going to change. So can you teach yourself to have different thoughts and beliefs about yourself and the people around you? Can you teach the people around you to be more capable of doing those things themselves? That caught in my throat, almost as though, oh my God, I actually have to tell people that I'm thinking that they're not capable. Like that was a catch. That was almost like a sort of emotion in the solar plexus that got caught in the throat. So I don't want you to tell people that they suck and they can't do it and that they're not capable. But by you doing everything for everyone else, it's almost like you're setting that intention that people aren't capable of doing it. And I know that you really want to help people and that you want to feel recognized for that help and that you do it because you have such a big, kind heart. But teaching is also something that you love to do, and allowing people to realize that they can do it themselves. This is making the hair on my arm stand up. It's also really big for you. So believing that you have the capacity to teach other people and believing that the other people that are around you want to be taught can easily learn, and that's really going to shift the amount of time you get to spend with yourself and the amount of satisfaction in teaching and satisfaction in the time that you spend with other people and the time physically that you spend with yourself. So some change and transformation is happening for you over about the next 2 weeks. So the next thing that came in from the perspective of the emotional card is love, but it came in reverse. So I get the sense that you do have a sense of expectation or a sense of obligation or a sense of over giving about you, and that is taking away the love from yourself. You're giving it and giving it and giving it and giving it to other people, but are you allowing yourself to receive it? So if you're not allowing yourself to receive it, then you're not receiving it. So can you embody a different aspect of love? Can you embody a sense of unconditional love, that you don't have to give all of these things, all of your time, all of your energy to all of these people, that they're going to love you unconditionally no matter what? Can you hold other people with this sense of loving them unconditionally in case that you are the one that is setting expectations and obligations for the people around you about what they should or could or must or should do? And so changing that aspect within you of your emotions so that what you're giving out, you're actually allowing to return. Because if you are in the sense of, I'm going to give away all this love I have, but I won't allow any to come in, well, then you are not teaching other people to balance your relationship with them or the relationships they have with other people or the relationship you have with yourself. And you may be feeling alone or feeling bombarded with other people because they are so comfortable receiving and doing things for you and with you and around you that love gets to feel more conditional that way rather than unconditional. People want to know that they're loved because they're human. You are loved because you're human. You're lovable and loving and loved because you're on this planet. You don't have to do things for other people, and other people don't have to do things for you to receive love. That is an illusion, and it's a thought and belief that needs to be untaught so that we can teach something else. So step into that place of what is it that you are giving out in terms of the emotions that you're feeling. Is it unconditional love or is it conditional love? Is it balanced in giving and receiving? Is it balanced in the masculine and the feminine? Are you allowing love in? So if you're sending out this whole vibe of being afraid of being afraid of being afraid, then that's the vibe that you're going to get back in, rather than this vibe of love. You have a tendency to have this big heart and to give and give and give for other people, but step into, in certain relationships, when you're doing that, why you're doing it. And I know on the surface you're going to say, because I love to do it, because those other people really appreciate it. And that's true. But if you go even deeper and deeper, is there a sense of obligation? Is there a sense of expectation? Is there a sense of conditional love? And if there is, on a really deep layer, then that is what you're actually serving yourself to release and reprogram in order to bring more unconditional love into your heart and into your physical reality, so that life feels more balanced throughout this Mercury retrograde as we get to the 15th of April. So let's see what Spirit is going to tell us. When we are out of balance, or when we are resisting things, what normally it means is that your ego human self believes in one thing, like you have to do things in order to be loved, and your highest self and your source is saying, no, you don't. You're lovable already. You don't have to do all of these things to feel loved. You don't have to do all these things to have a house full of people that love and desire and deserve you. Ooh, interesting. All right, so Source is saying embrace in reverse here, which means to me that you are not allowing yourself to embrace love, to embrace health, to embrace abundance, to embrace your deservingness and all of those things. So it is as though you're having this like push-pull with your human self and your highest self, and you're just not allowing life to be everything that it can be if you're not embracing love being unconditional, wellness being your birthright, abundance being your birthright, abundance being unconditional as well. You don't have to give up certain things in order to get other things. The world is abundant, which means that Source is abundant and you are abundant. And it's infinite. It means that those things exist. You don't have to, oh, well, I'm going to give you this so I can get that. It's, yes, the world is an exchange on a human level, because we give time in order to receive money, and we do things in order to get things. That's true. But when you're thinking strictly from that nature, it's as though you have tunnel vision. And if you have tunnel vision, then you're not really embracing who you are and the capacity of the universe and the abundance that exists and the health and the wellness, and embracing this whole world as it is and as you are. It's as though you're looking through this little funnel and you're missing all of those things that are outside. So releasing any assumptions that you have, releasing any things that are not serving you, really stepping into cultivating what it is you want to embrace. And this card is a 21, and the 2 makes me think your closest relationships, building those things that you desire and deserve. And 1 is about manifestation and independence. And when you take the 21 together and you get a 3, that's about your confidence and your personal power and your empowerment. And not only empowering yourself, but empowering and teaching other people. Empowering yourself and other people in order to step into that place of they deserve unconditional love too. And they deserve to learn new things and to do new things and to be in new ways and to do in new ways and to step out of their comfort zone. So if you have been assuming that other people need you, is that really embracing things? If you're assuming that you have to do things, is that really embracing things? The pet is actually moving around here, almost as though like you've had enough of me. Like I get that sense that you're really busy and you really want to act and you really want to do. What I want you to focus on before you do all of your doing and before you take all of your action is, what is it that you are embracing? Why are you doing these things? What is it bringing you? How is it serving you? How is it serving other people? If it's serving them and it's not serving you, do you still want to do it? Is that really embracing who you are if you're serving others and not yourself? If you're feeling resistance or a pull or an obligation or a should to do things, then that is not embracing who you are. It's not embracing what the world is. It's not embracing abundance. It's not embracing wellness. So allow yourself to check in during these 2 weeks. to see what it is that you really want, what you really desire, what you really deserve, what you've been assuming, what you can release, what you've been procrastinating on, and how you really want to be fulfilled by pulling that fulfillment out of yourself and then allowing that light to glow around you like this. Orange is creativity, it's abundance, it's building, it's closest relationships, it's achievement, it's all of those awesome things about legacies and about bringing things into fruition that we really want and we really desire and we really deserve. This is making me all excited. Like you have all of these things that you've been thinking you want to do, but you haven't had time because you're doing them for other people. Or you've been setting assumptions about, I can't do this because of this, I can't do that because of this. This has to happen first. And then you end up playing chess with all of your thoughts and they're going like this, and then you're not embracing your own reality, and then you sort of feel stuck, and then maybe you're calling in people to help you not feel stuck, and then that's feeling overwhelming, and then you're not teaching yourself, you're not setting boundaries, and then you're not feeling love in an unconditional way. There's certain things that are obligated. There's so much going on for you, and every one of your cards came in reverse. Like this is really big stuff that you're going to be shifting and changing, but it really comes down to you setting boundaries about what you want, why you want it, and how you know you can achieve it, teaching other people to step into that same place of empowering themselves, teaching other people to step into that place as well of unconditional love and not having to do things because you assume or because there's an expectation or an obligation or because you'll feel guilty if you don't. There's a lot of stuff going on for you. And again, I'm trying to talk as fast as possible because I know that you're busy. But make sure you step in and allow yourself to take time for you and to not assume. So if you are assuming, then stop doing that and embrace that there is more to the world than you are seeing and feeling, and allowing yourself to have and be and do. Have a fantastic month, Virgo. If you want a personal reading, you can connect with me. If you are interested in releasing stuff from the past, so sometimes we have these weird merry-go-round cycles that go around and round and round, and we just can't figure it out. Sometimes those are past life contracts and vows and compassionate connections from this lifetime, from childhood, or from past relationships that we haven't cut. And so I can help you with those things if you're like, oh my God, I really want to do this and I don't know how. I can help you with that. So let me know. I'll leave the information below. Have a beautiful 2 weeks. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Namaste.